Hey, what's happening? Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for joining. What's up, Coley May, Ronald Cluck? What's happening, everybody? Good to see you. Blue. Can't see the whole name. Sadia Johnson. What's happening? What's going on, everybody? So, ready to kick off another week. We've been talking about confidence, and today is going to be another conversation about confidence. What's going on? So, what we're going to do, we're going to go here for a few minutes, chit chat a little bit about this confidence thing. And tonight, I want today to be a decision making moment. And I was thinking about how, well, first, let me give you an update on the surgery. Surgery has gone well, and the healing procedure is going incredible. It's going way better than I could have even imagined. So I'm feeling fantastic. My body's feeling great. I've been resting quite a bit, way more than normal, which I believe is proving to be beneficial. I've been on my medicine routine, taking my pills when I'm supposed to take them, and the pain has just been, I mean, as close to non-existent as possible. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better, um, response and reaction to this surgery. So I feel truly blessed. I'm so appreciative of all the prayers and the love that has been sent my way because I feel amazing. I've been doing a good job. I have been monitoring myself and, barely picking up anything at all and being real conscious about my movements because as I said the other day, as I said last night, I know I'm protecting healing, right? So protecting the healing process requires something, requires some attentiveness and some focus. And so I know I'm being intentional about protecting myself this way. So I just wanted to share that with you and let you know that I really appreciate you all and that I'm doing really well. So um, now it's just a matter of protecting it through this month, this 4 to 6 weeks of healing and being wise and not wanting to jump back into things too early. But I think I'm going to be all right. Um, but this surgery has done a major mental shift for me. It has created a huge mental shift that I didn't see coming. Um, since the surgery, obviously prior to the surgery, I was managing I was managing an injury. I was managing some pain here and there, some discomfort, some abnormalities. I was managing that for a long time, kind of just managing what was, taking care of the injury, nursing the injury, living life around the injury. And people that I love, people that I care about, people that are part of the community that knew what I was going through, and people that I was working with, they were like, hey, you need to get this taken care of. And so as people around me were really loving on me and they put their foot down, I d- I started going through the process of setting up this appointment so I could have this surgery done. And obviously last week on the 11th, I had the surgery done. And that was a defining moment. And I think for me, what I realized was just how long I had been managing the injury and pain. I had just been managing it. And then all of a sudden, a decision was made. I decided this enough is enough. I'm not living this way anymore. I'm going forward. I'm going to move forward. I need to be healed. I need to be whole. I want the best shot at being my complete self. So I make this decision. And in that decision, I was thinking about how a decision is a cutting away, where you make a cut. And I actually made a real decision to be cut, right? I made a decision for someone to cut me. And guess what? That decision has changed my life because now I'm no longer managing the injury and the pain associated with the injury. Because of the decision, I am now managing my life as I move towards healing, complete wholeness. That's a huge difference. To think now, when I hear my body talking, I'm thinking, oh, I need to make an adjustment because I don't want to get in the way of the healing process. Not, I don't want to do this because I know I'm hurt and I don't want to hurt myself more. You see the difference? Same person, different situation based upon one decision. One decision now changes everything. And so today I wanted to encourage you to really think about the one decision that you perhaps need to make. That one decision that can be life-changing for you. The one where you move away from just managing what has been to caring for and protecting what is going to be. Huge difference. I was managing what was. I was actually taking care of and nursing the injury and the mistake and the wound and the thing that I had done to create the injury. I was actually taking care of that and managing it. And I actually call that managing miserable. So because I wasn't living to my fullest, I was managing a state of misery. Anytime we are living less than ourselves, that's misery. That's not fullness. And so I was managing misery. And then I decided, okay, I need to make the change. And so tonight, I just want to encourage you to really think about that one decision, just one. Think about one decision, the one that weighs on your mind most often, that the one that just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back. And you keep thinking, well, should I do this or should I not do this? What should I do about this? And you keep thinking about that one this that you keep thinking about. I encourage you to make a decision. I mean, decide that you are going to cut off one option and go all in with the other. Because if you do that, then your life has the opportunity to fully move in that direction, to be complete and to be whole. Like, what one decision could you make tonight, tomorrow? Tonight, not even tomorrow. What one decision could you make tonight that would impact your life for the positive and completely change your life? Like, I know I'm going to be different now. For one, I've had a new experience because I made that one decision. Because I made that one decision, I've now been in surgery. I've gone through surgery. I've gone through anesthesia. I've been knocked out on the table. Someone has cut my body and gone into my body and repaired something. I now have, repairs that have happened in my body. I'm not the same. It's forever changed my life. But there's an injury that I once had that's no longer there. And now, because I went through that procedure, I now have a brand new, totally different, real perspective on relationships too. What I went through the other day has up leveled my thoughts about relationships even more because now I have a new experience. I have a new story to tell. I have new lessons that are going to be able to be taught out of this. To think about I didn't know it before, but I know it now. The pain of the injury versus the pain of the healing. There's going to be pain. Still pain, but the pain is different. It has a different objective. That pain is telling you something. That pain is telling you you're going somewhere. There's a process that's taking place. When you have put a healing, when you've made a decision of healing, then the pain associated with that says, this pain says, I don't want you to do too much. I don't want you to overdo it because we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere that's going to be complete and that's going to be whole. So I don't want you to do so too much. I actually want you to back off from what you are fully able to do. I want you to back off from that for a time, for a season, so that you can heal. So for some, that might look like, you know what? You make the decision to end the relationship. Yeah, there's going to be some pain. Doesn't mean go and just jump into a new relationship. No, 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 no. Give yourself some time to heal. Give yourself some time to go through the process. Perhaps you say, you know what? I'm quitting my job. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to start my own business. Okay. There's going to be some discomfort associated with that. There's going to be this transition process where you're learning something new and the budget might get tight and you got to make some different kind of decisions. There's going to be some mental strain and some mental stress that you have to process differently because now it's all on you. That's okay. That's all right. It's a part of the process. See, the pain Hey, there's my sister. Hey, sis, glad to see you. I love you. So my sister just jumped on. I oftentimes don't get to see her, so I'm excited to see her on. Hope that you're doing well. So it's good to see her. And so that process, it's we have to decide, right? We have to decide. You have to. I have to say it like this. You have to make a decision. You cannot stand between two decisions because when you do, you're neither hot or cold. You're just in the middle. You're just lukewarm. You're just in that shade of gray. Like this is your time. You're thinking, you've been contemplating all this time, what can I make happen in my life? I have these dreams, I have these hopes, I have these things that I want to accomplish. But, and see, that's where you're like, I have these dreams, I have these hopes, but, and then you're going back the other way. No, don't do that. Don't do that. This is your time to take the risk. I told you I was nervous. I was afraid even to go into that surgery. I was afraid of having the anesthesia. Why? Because I was going to be knocked out. I'm like, what level of drugs is that is going to knock me out? Like that's uncomfortable for me. That was an uncomfortable thing for me, and I had the concern of, but what if I don't wake up? I would rather kind of just deal with this as it is and not risk and not take on the risk of the anesthesia because what if I don't wake up? Then I had to start reconsidering things. I had to reconsider my faith. I had to reconsider how many people were praying for me. I had to reconsider some things. I said, you know what? Got to go for it. And so, yeah, when you make a decision, listen, there is something to lose. There is some risk involved, but you're making a decision because you actually want to let go of something. I made the decision because I wanted to let go of managing an injury. I didn't want to keep living around the injury. Because you know what that means? It means the injury was dictating to me what I could do in my life. Think about that. That's not dominating life. If an injury is dictating to me what I can do, that's not dominating life. That is the injury dominating me. If your relationship has all these restraints and constrictions and somebody's controlling your life, that's not you dominating life. That is you being dominated by a relationship. If your job or your business or your ministry or whatever it is that you're doing is dictating to you everything that you do, and you feel like I'm just managing this situation, I'm not living, I'm just trying not to die. Guess what? That's not dominating life. It's not. That's being dominated by something. And so perhaps you've been looking at your life and thinking, you know what? If I just did my business, if I just put my products out there and I started selling them, I could make some additional money and I could get out from underneath these bills. I could make some changes in my life. See, you have a plan, you have a thought to dominate life, but thoughts won't get it done. You have to decide. That means you have to you got to cut off the fear and say, you know what? I'm just going to take a jump, I'm going to take a leap and whatever. Whatever happens, happens. You got to get a little whatever about you, just whatever. I'm going to do it. You've been managing all this time. Think about it. If you can manage miserable all this time and still be standing, what would you look like when you are actually thriving? What does your life look like when you are actually doing the thing that you truly want to do? What do you look like as a person when your relationship actually looks the way you want it to look? Now that's integrity. When your outside and your inside match up, that's integrity. That means it's unbroken. Integrity meaning unbroken. When your thoughts match your actions, where you're not sitting there just lusting after a different situation. Oh, I wish I could have that. I just wish I could have it. I wish I could post on social media. I wish I could write a blog. I wish I could start my podcast. I wish I could write my book. Stop wishing. Start doing. Don't wish about anything else. Don't wish about anything that's within your power. How about that? Don't wish about anything that's in your power. Don't sit there and lust after it. Go for it. Don't just sit there and fantasize about it. Go for it. You want the relationship? Go for it. Perhaps you get rejected. Go for it. Go for it. You know you want to, or else you wouldn't even be sitting here listening to this. Right now, you're listening to this because it's playing over in your mind. You're like, you know what? I believe that's true. That's me. That's what I want. It's true. Go for it. I'm here to encourage you. Go for it. There's some possibilities of your life that have just been waiting for you to step up and step into them. But it's we have to move out of this continuous and eternal dreaming. We got to do something. We got to do something. Like, have some real talk with yourself. Tell yourself it's decision time. Tell yourself it's decision time. Like, don't just sit there and torture yourself between should I tortured myself for years about this surgery. I tortured myself about it. I was afraid. Fear, oh my gosh, fear is is a tormentor. It will torment you and it'll rob you of life. Now I feel a little bit like a goofball because I'm thinking, well, you know, why I should have done this a long time ago. Why didn't I do this 6 years ago, 7 years ago? Why didn't I do this when I first got hurt? Because now hindsight is 2020. Why didn't I do this before? 'Cause I was afraid. And so let me just help you out with something. When you start taking immediate action, the more you take action, the more you will build up confidence, trust in yourself that you can do something. Right? You're going to build that confidence. So you make a confident decision. Boom, go for it. Win, lose, or draw. I'm going to go for it because I need to build up this confidence muscle. I told somebody the other day, I'm like, you know what? Because they're very indecisive, right? They're an indecisive person. I said, here, stop doing here, do this. Here's an assignment. Here's a task. If you're driving down the street and you don't know which way to go, just make a decision. If it's the wrong decision, you're gonna have to turn around. But don't sit there and get to the corner. You know how we do sometimes. You're like, should I go left? Should I go right? I'm not even sure which way to go. Just decide. Go. Just decide. You're not, as long as you don't see a cliff over there, don't drive off a cliff, but make a decision and go. Make a decision and go. We have suffered long enough with heartbreak. We've suffered long enough with hopelessness. When will you change if you don't decide? Think about how long you've been thinking about 7 years of my life. I was thinking about something, just thinking about something, just thinking about something. What things did I not do because I was just thinking for 7 years? What see, what things did I miss out on? The doctor told me, he said, "Hey, you don't have to get it done now because perhaps your injury, it might get worse later on and you can get it treated." I'm like, I don't want to wait for it to get worse. I want to handle it now because for 7 years I've been managing it. So ask yourself, how long have I been thinking and just thinking and thinking about this? Some people have been thinking about breaking up forever. I know I should break up with them because no good to me, and I feel like I'm dying with them, and you're just in there doing time. I know I should leave this job, doing time. Think about it. We're doing time. What a disservice to time when we are just going through the motions, doing time, and the clock is running out on our lives. The clock is running out. It's ticking down. We're not adding more days to our life. We, every breath is the breath that's bringing us closer to the end. So what do we do? We need to redeem the time that we have now. That means we need to take the time that we have now and do something with it at an accelerated pace. Don't just sit there and hold the moments of your time and waste them with indecision. Be hot, be cold, but just don't be indecisive. Be one or the other. Go all in or be all out. Like kill the dream or go for the dream. Just don't torment yourself. Because if you don't make a decision, that's where fear will keep you awake at night, tormenting you. That's where fear is going to bring things up into your mind and it's going to torment you. And here's the thing about fear, it will not only torment you with one decision, it is once it gets into your life, it's going to start to cause you to question everything. It's going to be like, okay, I'm in the door now. Now that I'm in here, I'm going to wreak havoc because fear is not just like a book that's just going to show up and then be in one place. No, fear, think about fear as a spirit, like an invisible spirit that is just walking through your life. Like, okay, I'm in here now. They opened the door to me. I'm in here. So, me as this spirit of fear, I'm walking through this joint. I'm about to wreck your life. I'm going to keep you from doing anything. I'm going to keep you in this place of questioning. See, here's the deal with fear. Fear isn't trying to stop you from making the mistake. Fear is trying to stop you from making a decision because indecisiveness is the killer. Sitting there, just being indecisive, being confused, fusing together left and right and trying to put them together. Fear says, that's great. As long as you hang out there, you'll be effective for nothing. Because if you go ahead and you go and you fail, guess what? Now you have a story. If you go ahead and you go and you succeed, guess what? Now you have a story. But as long as you're just confused, you have nothing. No juice. No juice in confusion. And guess what? When you are confused in your mind, you're going to be confused everywhere. This is what fear does. It's coming in to wreak havoc on your life, keep you confused, keep you immobile, keep you staying in a place of being indecisive. Tonight, I told you, I've suffered for 7 years managing. I'm asking you to accelerate the pace. Don't suffer past tonight. Make a decision. Keep on telling yourself what the decision is going to be. Like, I'm making a decision tonight. I'm making a decision. I am making a decision. Because now it's time for your life to get going. There's power that is meant to be seen from your life. And now it's time to go. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down really quick because um, my battery's running dead. So let me pray for us before we shut down, before they kick us off with lack of power. Sorry about that for not being plugged in. But Father, thank you for this day that you have made for us to rejoice, be glad, and get together and commune with one another and just build community, build relationship, to be amongst one another, not just dreamers, but doers. I pray tonight for everybody that's here that is in this place of decision. I pray that they make a decision. I pray that they make a strong and confident decision. Go left, go right, do something. I pray that somebody is fired up tonight and they do something, that they make the move, that they no longer just being held captive by fear, but they go and it's go time. So I encourage them, even as you've been blessing me to be healing and to be whole, I pray for someone to have healing and wholeness as they go. As they make the decision, I pray for them to be stronger. I pray for them to be healed. I pray for their family to be restored. I pray for their finances to be increased. I pray for great things to happen for them even as they go. I pray for them to go now, to decide now, and let it be. And I thank you in advance for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. We made it without it shutting us down. So I don't want it to just kick us off, but I'm excited. I'm excited for I'm excited for you. If you make that decision, if you decide it's go time, let me tell you, it's going to set your life in motion. So go. Go. No more delay. No more delay. There's no reason for you to hear this message except for this is your go time. There you go. There you go. That's what you need. So let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you all for being here tonight. Thanks for encouraging me as always. I look forward to connecting again. We're going to show up every day like we've been doing. Show up every day. Keep this momentum going in 2022. Keep it going, and we're going to dominate this year, dominate life. I love you all very much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A.R.D., reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Have a fantastic night. Love you much. See you.